Sydney.
No, that's why I said 8 Eastern, because when I said 8, I meant 8 Central Time originally. But I was
Oh,
like, I
okay.
said 7 or 8.
See,
But I didn't specify. No, I didn't specify, so that's
well, the thing
okay.
is, the reason why
Oh,
you said 7 8, so I just said okay, he's either talking Eastern and Central, so I'm just gonna pick 8 because that fits
Yeah,
7 and 8.
that's what I figured.
If it's both, yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, let me just do 9. But this dude Corbin didn't know Arizona was in
oh my God.
mountain time. He was like,
And I've been
You live in
here.
Arizona,
Yes, sir.
he was like,
and you
he
did.
was like,
Bro,
oh,
you can't live somewhere and not
I
know
got
that.
confused.
I
You were like, I
know.
got
I
confused.
know. Well, to be
Hold up,
fair,
Corbin. You were telling me you got confused
you
because of the Arizona whatever mess.
mess.
Like, cl-
I hear you, but no,
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it
How
was
long have you lived
he
there?
was
How long
he
have
was
you lived
trying to
there?
blame something that was just
I've been here, what, 10 years now?
Oh no, you can't know.
But you
If
gotta
you've
look
lived
at it
somewhere
this.
a decade, you can't. That no,
But you gotta look at it this
all
way.
right.
no,
The
no,
last couple of years
no.
with FEMA, I've been in
Everything
other
you say is
states, and it
invalid.
throws you off.
Wait, say that again, Corbin. Say that again, Corbin.
I said the last couple of years I've been with FEMA, and I've been in other states and other time zones and everything. So that, it's throwing me off. I've been back here for about a year. So even then, not really an excuse. But like, I haven't been here. I've been like, my
All right,
belongings in
Corbin,
Miami
Corbin,
physically. I've
Corbin.
been.
I'm gonna.
Is
I,
that good enough
I
excuse? Not compelling
I
enough?
pulled up
No.
the
Okay.
receipts.
Hey,
I pulled
Corbin.
up the receipts. Hold up. 8 Eastern, it's 5 Pacific. He said we got that dayling. He
Dang
got that.
it! You don't have to do
We got
that.
that daylight savings mess in Arizona. Damn thing always throwing me off. I was like, what daylight savings mess? He's like, um, LMAO man, it's just me. and then and then
Wow, look it
oh, I
up.
have to look it up, dude. This shit had me dying. This shit had me
Damn,
dying.
Kerry Blackshear is heating up now
Oh my god.
for Florida.
But since
I'm
AZ is
done.
different, I was like, AZ is mountain time, bro. All right, anyway, that's enough shit on Corbin. Sorry, Corbin. That was just
No, wait, he is right. It does
what
change.
changes.
No, Arizona doesn't have daylight savings time.
That's what I meant.
Is that true?
See, yes.
That is true.
Well, then
He's
Corbin,
right.
you were
That is-
right, and you didn't tell me why. So now I just shat on my.
I
So,
didn't. I,
so now I just shat on myself for like 5 minutes. Anyway,
okay, listen, I'm sorry. we here. We
welcome
here.
to the Bench Mob NBA podcast, where we are going to talk about the Utah Jazz. That is going to happen, and we're going to do some trades. I got a lot of Mike Conley move-in vibes, like from myself. I don't know if that's actually something
That's
that
cool.
would happen because Mike Conley's really good. I just feel like the Jazz aren't, in my mind, a true contender unless they have like a wing guy. And I don't know if Bogdanovich and Ingles are going to be the star wing type players that you need. So I don't know. Also, Mitchell's really young. I think they have some time, but maybe you guys disagree with me on this one. 32.5 million to Mike Conley. He does have a player option next year for 34.5. Sydney, am I crazy?
Yeah,
All right,
you are.
let me know why. I feel like I may like while I was talking, I was like, maybe they are really good, but I don't know. I just feel like
No. I'm not even talking about you. Like Mike Conley is much better than you
I
think.
think he's awesome.
Like,
No,
significantly.
exactly. I think he's really good, so I can pull a really good package back. That's why. Like, I'm not saying that Mike Conley is bad. I think that you can play.
I see. That's where I disagree, though. I think Mike Conley's value to a team if he's healthy is much higher than his trade value, because I think because of his health. I think there's a lot of question marks around that. But when he's on the floor, Mike Conley is way higher value than whatever you can get for him. Maybe not.
I
Maybe
mean, we're
wrong.
gonna find out because I can definitely agree with that. I can get behind that. But I do want to see for myself because I think that he is really good. So I think teams would be willing to pay a decent price to acquire him, and that price could be a better fit for Utah overall. And that's just kind of the stuff that I'm trying to test. Let's move on to Gobert and Bogdanovich. Corbin, like, I guess we can stay on Gobert because the Conley-Gobert duo is what's really pushing the train with everyone else kind of filling around them. Is that a duo and a big man? Because I was thinking about, like, is Gobert maybe someone I should be looking to trade? What can Gobert bring back? I don't want to do that necessarily, but, like, what are my options? Because a lot of these players are really good, so you can kind of mold it if you find the right trade partners into something that you want, if this isn't exactly that. I'm curious what you think about about Gobert.
Yeah, no, I like him. Solid, obviously, great defender, great rim protector, solid finisher. I was thinking the same thing as far as the likelihood of him possibly being moved. Not much because of anything with him not meshing or anything. Although I have heard that he's wanted some more touches offensively, or at least I've read about that. But I mean, he's at 26. He's young enough to still fit with Donovan Mitchell, even though Mitchell's 22. But he's also old enough that you could try to see what you could fetch back for younger pieces if you don't think that you're contending for a championship right now, or that if you don't see the ceiling extended for many more years other than this. So for me, I like him. I want to keep him. I made a bunch of moves to get rid of him, so it's kind of funny that you say that. But a solid player and a solid piece. I think he's integral to the whole Jazz's defense and has been for a number of years. And is just a solid part of them. Not the foundational piece that Donovan Mitchell is, but not far off from it either.
No, he's definitely foundational. It's just that, like, is that the foundation you want? That's kind of what I'm trying to talk about. He's definitely been foundational. And anyone listening, hit us up on Twitter, any Jazz fans or Jazz aficionados. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter because I'm interested in this topic. But they got these two, Bogdanovich and Ingles combination on the 3-4. Sydney, what do you think of those guys? And, like, is that the wing rotation that you want for, a championship run?
I have no problem with Bogdanovich. I think he's a really good player. I think Ingles is like remember we did this last year, Con, like how we talked about Ingles and how he was like the glue to everything that the Jazz do. I don't think he's that as much.
He's
this
not
year.
at that, yeah.
And maybe in the
Fully agree.
and maybe in the locker room, I can't speak to that. But I think there's something very valid to say that that 3-year deal that a lot of people said they had to give him may not end up. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad deal, but I think that they may have not been able to sell high. Like I think it's going to get better. I don't think it's going to get substantial.
And this is what.
I don't think.
Sorry, go ahead, Sydney. I cut you off.
No, I mean, I don't think he's going to be bad. But I don't think he's going to be like his max potential that we've seen in the past. I just think he's aging. I like Ingles. I think he's a good player. I think there's a space for him on many rosters in the NBA. But I don't know if like at this point he's getting them over the hump.
Exactly, and it really goes to show like the values sticking out here for the Jazz because I think just financially, even if you ask them, like is extending him now 2 years before the contract's up for 13 million on the back end after you already gave him a solid contract already. Is that the best financial move? Like, probably not. I don't think they think it's the best if you're only looking at the financials. But I think that Ingles has been a huge part of their culture. He's played a huge role for them, and they value everything that he brings, and that part did play into it. So I don't know if that's going to be a smart move. I agree with you, Sydney, that like it might be too much for the strictly on-court stuff that he brings. But they did do good by him as he's done by them. So
the real question: does he have an espresso machine like Boris?
The Boris Dia Utah Jazz espresso machine stories. Oh man, I love it.
That went back to the Spurs. That was long
I know, but I
Jazz.
feel like it really caught momentum as like a headline when he was on the Jazz, but it did go back that far. Maybe I'm just wrong and I got onto it late. Anyway, Dante Exum, Dante Exum 9.6 this year, 9.6 next year. He has been playing. He's staying on the court for him is the most important thing. And I don't know if I'm like fully trusting that as looking at him as like a trade piece. But if he does stay healthy and if I do trust him,
Wait, Con. I think he's only played like 4 games.
I know, but
this
he's been playing recently. He played against the Pelicans yesterday, so like that's why. If he had played a majority of the games and then only played like last game, or if he had played a majority of the games and missed last game, that might have been a different story. But like I think him playing the last couple games, hopefully he stays healthy. I don't know.
Has he even played a game more than 10 minutes this year?
That's a very Googleable question. So let me.
I don't think he has.
Dante Exum, he's
so
averaging 8 minutes in 4 games. So yeah, he's not playing much.
Oh, yeah, against the Timberwolves, he played 14 minutes, but everything
Well,
else.
it's like I'm saying, like his value is not going to be high at all. So like, I don't know if anyone's going to really try to take the risk on him. Anyway, Ed Davis is hurt and he's out still. I think 3-4 weeks. I think is the last I heard. 4.7 this year, 5 next year. He was supposed to be, the primary backup big to Gobert. And then we get to Mitchell, still on his rookie deal. That ends at the end of next year, which he'll be an extension eligible for. Like, where do you rank Mitchell among, I don't know, I guess two guards in general, Corbin? I don't know. That's kind of a tough question on the spot, but like, is he one of the best two guards? And is he someone that you want to build around?
I will answer those second two questions. That first one off the top just might give me trouble just without the research
yeah.
there. But yes to both of those.
The thing is, the reason why I asked it, sorry, Corbin, the reason why I even asked it is because this morning I did a shooting guard ranking podcast on my Turkish show. So this is like fresh on my mind. And I have Donovan Mitchell ranked 4th right now in shooting guard rankings behind Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, and Devin Booker. So that's...
Oh. Wait, I have a serious question.
You said James Harden.
Well,
right?
How much more is he worth than Jaylen Brown?
That's a very interesting discussion. I don't even know if that's a very interesting question. But Jaylen Brown, I think, is in the wing small forward type category. I didn't rank him.
Oh, I don't think they're the same player. I was talking about monetarily. How much more is he worth?
That's a super tough question. I think they're pretty equal. Like, honestly, I like Jaylen Brown though, but Mitchell can make plays and break down people off the dribble. I think Brown's not there yet, but Brown is so versatile defensively and so strong at getting to the rim that I think it's closer than people think. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I asked for the rank. Let me go back to you, Corbin. Is this a guy that you want to build around?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, great offensively. We already know he's become a lot more efficient. I think it is because of the more space and the better pieces around him this year. He's an adequate distributor of the ball, can also help a secondary ball handler and be a primary playmaker for the Jazz. I think I love Donovan. I mean, I started a little storm with a couple of my friends last year comparing him and Devin Booker, obviously being in Arizona and being a Lakers fan. I had no actual horse in that race, but it was funny to see them all get fired up. But anyways, I think Donovan Mitchell is an exceptional piece to build around. And with a format like this where you have a big who can protect the rim and do pick and roll, you have shooters on the side, you have another ball handler, another playmaker to take pressure off of him, I think he can succeed in that role. So he's in a position right now where he's already evolving at a natural progression, but he's also become more efficient. He's in a position to succeed because of the pieces around him, along with his own natural talent.
All right, Sydney, I do need a reaction from you on the Booker over Mitchell. Where do you put Booker over Mitchell, or do you have Mitchell over Booker? I'm very curious.
Glad I dropped that one.
No, Booker's over Mitchell. Right. I mean,
I agree. I was just curious. I'm not
gonna elaborate more on that.
Mitchell,
for what it's worth, I'm
Mitchell
there too.
Or CJ McCollum. This season, on the court, who would you rather have on your team?
CJ
McCollum. See that's interesting. I feel like a lot of people would say Mitchell.
But CJ McCollum can't play defense. I mean, at all.
He just broke out of a shooting slump. He was pretty rough the first couple of games. 10? I mean, he's been.
But shooters will shoot. I don't care about 5 games. Though. If I'm a front office of a team, shooters are gonna shoot. I'm not worried about CJ McCollum coming out of his slump. CJ McCollum's been putting up 30 a game.
He came out
I don't think he gets to the rim all the time. He's relying on that jumper, in my opinion, a lot. You know what I mean? It's not like he's definitely taking
the his game.
But that's what I'm saying. The versatility, not the versatility, the ebbs and flows to that game. When he's off, what are you getting? You know what I mean? Defensively, you already said he can't do it.
What about when James Harden is off? What are you getting?
You saw someone with I see what you're getting.
He can play the one game all day.
You still have someone defensively. He can't be played off the floor. I mean, he can be hidden better than CJ.
Donovan Mitchell can play defense. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like he's a tall dude. He's got long arms.
I see what you're saying.
No, let's bring it back in. Let's calm it down. But yeah, I mean, I have Mitchell over CJ McCollum in the end of that discussion. So, I just think that Mitchell right now.
You said today, if I want a player, I want CJ McCollum. If I'm trying to win a championship today, I want CJ McCollum. If
Yeah,
I want to win the championship in 5 years, I
no,
want Donovan
yeah,
Mitchell.
that's the question I asked you, and you said C.J. McCollum, and I said
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell. So we disagree. It's all good. Um,
Beautiful.
let's
Let's start.
move on to the next Jazz player. Although this shooting guard ranking conversation might have to happen in full.
On Mie Oni later on.
um, Tony Bradley, 1.9 million this year, 3.5 next year. He is filling in that Ed Davis role. He even started yesterday because Gobert was out. They did go a lot of Jeff Green at the 5, and like a little bit of Ingles at the 5 when Bradley wasn't in because they didn't really have any other backup bigs since both of them weren't playing. And then Georges Niang, 1.6 this year, not guaranteed contract next year. Jeff Green, solid journeyman, still playing. Love it. Love to see him still there. Emmanuel Mudiay, they picked up on a minimum deal this year. And stop me when you guys have opinions, or else I'm just gonna go to all the way down to Mia Oni and go to Sidney because I know he has some opinions on him. Royce O'Neal, really solid wing guy for.
I really like Royce O'Neal.
He's
I really
really
like
solid,
Royce.
and he's like one guy that like
He's come.
I want
Yeah.
him on my team. Like I'd probably be willing to discuss on deals with Bogdanovich and Ingles, but I think I have enough. I think I have enough assets to make it work where I can still have Royce O'Neal and get a decent package back if I'm moving one of those two. Like, I'm not against including O'Neal, but like anyway. And then Nigel Williams Goss.
Nigel Goss.
My bad, guys. Stanton Kid, not too familiar with their game. Sydney apparently might have some opinions, but also Mia Oni on the rookies minimum deal.
I'm really curious to see what Nigel Goss like fully turns into. I don't know. Like I think fairly in the middle on him, like relative to most people going into the draft. I don't know. I'm excited. I think he has really high upside. I just don't know. I don't have a great feel for his game either.
But what about Mia Oni? Because he.
Mia Oni, I've been watching for 4 years.
Yeah, that's why I want to go to you.
Yeah, Yale's finest. I don't know. I'm not fully bought in on the shot yet, but I think it's like he's with an NBA team now. They're going to make it get there. And I think his defense, like if he can evolve, he can be really good. I'm not very impressed at Summer League, but at Summer League, and that doesn't matter for anything. I'm just excited. I don't think he may not materialize. I think there's a pretty high possibility that he doesn't. But I think if he does, it would be really interesting to see kind of what he is, because his measurables and kind of what his skill set sets out to be is kind of like the ideal, like undrafted skill set. Like not Robert Covington, he's nowhere even in the same conversation, but just kind of that type of journey that I think teams would really like.
And I think he could be in that conversation eventually, like as you're talking. If he does take that path, no, not today. Yeah, not today at all.
It's disrespectful to Robert Covington to have it. No. I mean, seriously, but I mean, I would love to see that, but I think there's, I don't know. He has all the things that are hard to teach at this point, and he has a lot of things that he needs to learn. So take that for what it will. But Tyrese Maxey had another nice game today, so it was bad competition.
All right. Well, with that, let's move on to the trade negotiations. I'm gonna put 30 minutes on the clock, guys, and then we can keep the like post trade section short if you guys need to head out. But yeah, who'd you guys have?
The West.
Corbin. Repping that East.
Yes. So I'm going to start in 3, 2. Ooh,
wait.
What's up?
Before we start. Wait, off the record question. What's the status of Malik Beasley's contract?
Off the record, as in I need to cut it out of the pod?
Correct.
Why?
Oh, because I just don't know, and I was.
This is gonna definitely stay in the pod, but Malik Beasley is 2.7 this year.
No, don't do that. That's not cool.
What? It's not like insulting that you didn't know.
Yeah, is he gonna be restricted?
Yeah, he's gonna be restricted. Well, why is it a bad thing that you didn't know that off the top of your head?
No, but I mean, because I feel like I should be more prepared.
No, you're all good. 2.7 this year, restricted at the end of this year.
Yeah, how much is he going to get as a restricted player?
That's very questionable. Like, depending on how he closes out the season and how he does in the playoffs, I think is going to matter a lot to a lot of teams, even though it may no. Honestly, I think it should. It's just like based off of last year, he could get based off the projection that you would think he'd getting like improving this year. He could get 15 million a year at the high end, maybe even up to at the
No,
high end. Yeah, I think he could. Like if he keeps playing the way he was last year and steps a little bit up from that this year, he was playing that good in a position and role of need to a lot of teams. So anyway, Malik Beasley, I like him a lot, but I think that's the high end. I would say he's gonna get at least the mid level exception though. That's my range for him. 30 minutes. I'm putting on the clock right now. All right. Celtics. Are you there?
We are here.
I'm very curious and also hesitant if I'm going to even be down to do this, but I want to understand what you feel about a Mike Conley for Gordon Hayward swap.
So Mike Conley for Gordon Hayward. That's interesting. I mean, Mike Conley can play alongside Kemba Walker, and we have. I'm not sure. I mean, we had a trade, which is funny. I'm just gonna hit you with the counter proposal we had. We were going to see about Gordon Hayward, but it was a nonsensical trade where we were also going to send out Jason Tatum to seek out offers for Rudy Gobert.
Jason Tatum and Ingles? Wait.
And Joe Ingles. Yeah, it was a crazy trade, but it worked, so I went for it. I was trying to come up with a trade because the Celtics were interested in some solid rim protection, an actual decent center for the group we have. We're pretty confident with who we had. I went to pursue a trade, kind of put one together, the framework of a deal for Rudy Gobert. Money-wise, I was okay. We'll send Gordon back. That sounds good. Then I thought we could put Jason Tatum out and see if we could fetch back Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, so that's where it that's where
Joe Ingles.
and Joe Ingles. Okay, no, you gotta add all the pieces there. So it's Gobert, Mitchell for Tatum and who?
It's Gobert, Mitchell, and Ingles for Tatum and Hayward.
Tatum and Hayward.
Whatever
That's
picks you want.
Super interesting discussion, but oh man, that's really difficult because then it's like okay, Tatum versus Mitchell, and then Hayward versus Gobert. Like I have basically no bigs at that point because Ed Davis is out, and then Tony Bradley. I would need to see if I'm getting any bigs.
Gobert.
So if I'm completely changing up the whole core of this team, I need to understand what other deals are out there and like what it could shape up to be at the end of it. So I'm gonna write this one down, but I don't know if I do it.
I feel that. Hey, it was worth the try.
Anyway, let's go to the West with a trade. Which West team did I want to call? God damn it!
you tell me.
I know. I'm about to tell you. Dallas.
Yeah.
This isn't like. Is X-Men a first for Seth Curry something you'd be interested in?
And if unprotected,
Not unprotected.
first?
We'd have protection, which it makes a difference. I know. Sorry, I should include the protections in the initial.
Yeah, I was about to pull the trigger right now.
X-Men and a lottery protected first for Curry.
Top 5 protected.
Top 5 protected.
This year, right?
Yeah, this year. Top 10 protected.
No, top 5.
Okay. Let's do Dante Exum and a top 8 protected first rounder.
No, top 5. I'm sticking. I mean, that's where I stick.
All right, yeah.
But if you want to do that, I pull the trigger right now.
You pull the trigger right now. Oh man, that's a very interesting deal for me. I do think the Jazz need a knockdown shooter. They don't have a knockdown shooter. I mean,
pull the trigger.
Wow. I might pull the.
Come on, I never say pull the trigger.
I know.
Right off the bat.
I know. That's why. Like, I'm curious. Like, I just need to see what else that first rounder is gonna bring me, though, or like.
I mean, Con, you have. I don't know if this deal is gonna be there later. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Screw it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I literally like Seth Curry. All right. let's move on to another team. The Wolves was the other West team I was gonna call.
Yep.
Conley for Wiggins and Okogie.
No.
No.
No. I need
Is that
more.
even you need more? Wow. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that one then.
No, not even
Not even
close.
close.
Wiggins playing way too well. Seeing like what Wiggins' potential is. For everybody who's talked about how he has no trade market anymore, it is now returning.
100%. That's why I wanted to see if you were there yet. I fully agree.
Oh, I'm
I
there.
fully agree.
I'm there. I want full value for what Andrew Wiggins could be.
All right, that's fair. We can move on. And that's not me saying that like you're not right. I fully agree with you. So let's
I wasn't
let's go
offended.
to Orlando Magic.
Let's do it.
So this is another like I'm not sure about it, but I'm very curious what you think. Gobert for Gordon and Isaac.
Gordon and Isaac. I'm as much as we like Gobert, we already kind of have Vucevic, who, while it doesn't give us anywhere near that on the defensive side, at least offensively is more than adequate. And we are really high on Jonathan Isaac, so I'd have to ask for a little bit more than just Gobert.
What if it wasn't?
Gordon, though,
What if it was
sense.
Vucevic and Isaac? I think we would need to make the money work in a little bit different ways. I'm just curious. What if that was the case?
I mean, it kind of be a center for center swap. I'm not really sure how full we have the buy on Mo Bamba at least for this year, so I guess that'd be a temporary upgrade there. Or not temporary, but like that would be a very solid placeholder until Mo Bamba becomes what we hope he does. But I still would
Placeholder.
like
It's
something back
Gobert.
because we're
What do you mean placeholder?
yeah, but obviously Mo Bamba is the
Whoa.
center of
Is
the
he?
future.
Is he though?
Am I wrong
They
in saying
want him
that?
to be, but is he? That's like.
Exactly. So if we want him to be, then why don't we get
Aren't
someone
they
to take over for
aren't they
Minnesota?
trying to be competitive now?
Because right now Vucevic is going to decline. I mean, that's the kind of contract he has now. He's going to be good for another 2 years. Hopefully, by that point, Mo Bamba will be enough that we can kind of platoon the two, and then we can kind of put Vucevic down, and then have Mo Bamba take those minutes. If you put Rudy Gobert there, I mean, you're obviously saying we want him for the long haul because he's still 27. Then you're just going to have Mo Bamba as just the definitive like backup big, because I don't see how well the two play together.
All right. Well, if you're
I'm
you're
just
out
saying,
on it, you're out on
I
it.
mean, I don't mean to say placeholder in a disrespectful, disparaging way. I mean placeholder in like real talk. Like he's 27, we're not gonna have for the next 10 years. But at the same time, like we already have a center, and we have a bunch of other long, lengthy dudes. That being said, sheesh.
Did you have?
I don't
did
know.
You
We're pretty
did you
high
have
on
something
Jonathan
else
Isaac.
with the Magic or?
I did not. I'm trying
Hey,
to how to
this
make
is the league
What's up?
calling. Jazz Mavs deal is not legal. You don't have that pick, Con.
I don't have. Oh, the first rounder is.
Goes to
It
Memphis.
goes to Memphis if it's okay. So it's 2 years after. Oh, I knew that too. I have that.
Nope, not till 2024.
Oh,
No,
shoot.
so the 2021st goes if it's 8 to 14. What you can do is 2 years after that one conveys. That's the most you can do with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
So if it goes 8 to 14, it's out. So like basically, if the Jazz make the playoffs, you get that pick. Oh no, but I'm not. That's not right. Never mind. It's two. It's like 2 years.
Correct. It's
3 years out. Basically.
yes.
So that Seth Curry trade isn't happening. Wow, that's see, Sydney, that's also embarrassing because I have that written down and I forgot about it. Anyway,
Also, the Magic have thought about it. We kind of want to retain Jonathan Isaac. That's kind of the only actual
all right,
hold up on that on any
that's
deal.
yeah. Okay, let's go to the Heat.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dragic, Winslow, and Hero for Conley and Moutier.
Say it again.
Dragic, Winslow, and Tyler Hero for Conley and Moutier.
Oh. Okay. sorry.
What if?
No, we can't do that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
No, it's fine. It's
we
fine.
like those. Yeah, I have a counter. We have some
Let's
Heat deals,
look
though.
at let's look
Or
at the
one
Heat
Heat
deal.
deal. Okay, so it's Hero as well. Huh?
No one can say a word about my offers ever again with that offer.
I mean, that was pretty. Yeah.
So what if
Okay,
you took
so
away Hero
mine,
though? Is
you
it
would get
crazy if you just took away Hero? Like I was just trying to see exactly how badly the Heat wanted Mike Conley, who's a really good player, but like Dragic and Winslow for Conley and Moutier, like how far is that? I don't know if I do that. I'm just curious, like where.
Yeah, I mean that's not. I mean, it depends on how we look at Winslow. Because I mean, I look at Dragic and Conley. I mean, they're both really good
They're
guards.
not close to
kind of
being
getting to their-
equal. They're
No,
not close
not
to
the
being
same
okay. That's ridiculous too. Like
Which,
Yeah,
what?
I'm with you, Con.
What? Really good
no,
guards?
Dragic is nowhere near at Conley's
Dragic
level.
and Conley aren't close.
To really good. I'm saying like okay, solid guards. What are we trying to get at?
We're
basically?
trying
Like,
to get at.
I'd say
We're
they're
trying to
solid
get
guards.
at in a trade discussion. Conley and Dragic, like Conley's just a lot better than Dragic. Like that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I can agree with that. But
Anyway, this deal isn't going in. So let's move on
anyway,
to productive discussions.
I'm not.
What's your other trade
Okay.
discussion that you had?
All right, so we would go for Ingles, Exum, and Rudy Gobert. We would send out Justice Winslow, James Johnson, Deion Waiters, and Tyler Hero. Offloading some bad contracts. In exchange, you get a good player in Justice Winslow and a great prospect in Tyler Hero.
Who were we saying? Because you said like 4 players. Gobert was in there. I know that.
Gobert, Exum, and Joe Ingles.
Gobert, Exum, and Joe Ingles.
Yes.
Gobert, Exum, and Joe Ingles for Hero, Winslow, and
Waiters and Johnson.
yeah, I'm not interested in that. Let's go to which I mean it's just a lot of players and a lot of changing up, and like I don't think I'm getting the better end of that deal at all. So like I don't. So Indiana.
Yep.
Just curious, like I don't know what you're feeling, and you probably don't want to make this decision now. But Mike Conley for Oladipo and Jeremy Lamb. All right,
No.
yeah, all right, that's fine. Let's go to Detroit. Memphis. Go ahead, Memphis. Let's go to West.
Oh, this is Minnesota.
What's up?
Keita Bates-Diop and a second for Royce O'Neal and Miaoni.
Keita Bates-Diop and a second for Royce O'Neal and Miaoni. I don't think Keita Bates-Diop and Royce O'Neal. Like I think Royce O'Neal's is just better than Keita Bates-Diop, and then I also think I'd rather keep Miaoni for a second rounder. So I'm not really feeling that deal.
What about 2 seconds?
I'm not really feeling the seconds.
Huh?
Let's go. I mean, this is also my first rounder not really being available kind of ruins things. Because I was gonna do Mike Conley and 2 firsts for Holiday and Ingram, but I don't even know if that's like West. Who had West?
Yeah.
Like, is that even close? If it was Mike Conley and 2 firsts, 1 like unprotected and 1 top 10 protected or something for Holiday, Ingram, and Ingram.
I would need some more. But
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't think that's not a legal thing anyway.
if Donovan Mitchell were in there, we'd be talking.
I think if Donovan Mitchell were in any deal, we'd be talking. But Nets, are you there?
Yes, we are.
Bogdanovich for Dinwiddie and Joe Harris.
Nah, I'd say no to that. Unfortunately, I mean, Harris for Bogdan. No, I think even our needs. No, I think we pass on that. Unfortunately, like Spencer, that he plays well. He's been a important guy for. I mean, not stop. He's been an important piece for us. No, I wouldn't do that. I can't even see a way that will benefit us. Fortunately, I mean, Bogdanovich is a great player, but not for what we need. If anything, I look for some more defensive piece. You have Royce O'Neal available, maybe?
Royce.
That would be something would be interested. Royce O'Neal, yeah. But unfortunately, I mean, I don't see.
Because I wouldn't want to add Royce
best
O'Neal.
three-point
What if
shooter
it was Mike Conley instead of Bogdanovich. We would need to work some other stuff out, but I'm just curious how much that changes things.
I feel if it was Conley, yeah, I feel like that'd be too much change. I feel like that'd be just a
All
little
right,
bit too much. He's too big a piece. We already have
that's
Kyrie and Spencer. We send Spencer out. Yeah, it'd be a
yeah.
lot for us.
Me and any East team aren't gonna get to deals. I think with Conley at least because
I don't
we value
know.
him very differently, which is fine, which is all good. Man, do you guys have any trades? I kind of went through all of mine. Corbin, Sydney. Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah,
Do you have anything?
Yep.
Sacramento,
What's up?
Buddy Buckets,
Yes.
and I think we have Dallas's 22nd. I mean, first. We have somebody's first. Oh, no, maybe we don't. Well, let's just say our first for Donovan Mitchell. Unprotected first.
I think we rely too much of the ball to be in Donovan Mitchell's hands, and that's not something that
What do you
Buddy
want?
Hield is really going to be able to give us. Um,
Buddy Hield himself thinks he's Kobe Bryant.
that is very convincing, but
The unmatched confidence of Buddy Hield.
I
You have no issue with Buddy Hield having a high usage percentage. Buddy Hield will take the
no,
shot every
I'm
single
not.
time.
I
He's
think Buddy
allowed.
Hield's a great player. I don't. I'm not trying to
But what do you
disparage
want?
Buddy Hield at all. Uh,
So what do you
I
want?
just want to ride with Mitchell over taking a shot at first and then taking Buddy Hield. Like I think Mitchell has that special ceiling that we just want to see if it's there. It might not be there, but if it is, we don't want it to be on some other team.
Everybody has a price comp.
Yeah, my price for Mitchell is
You want
Hard
2
price.
seconds?
no. I would want like Buddy Hield and I don't even know if I would do two.
He's not worth 3 seconds, so
I
don't
was
say
gonna
that.
say like two unprotected firsts. What do you mean seconds?
I mean, I didn't mean seconds. I meant
Okay.
first. I'll give you 2 firsts, 1 unprotected, 1 top 10 protected.
I don't want to. I don't want to give up on Mitchell. I just don't.
What if it were 2 unprotected
I
first?
wouldn't. I wouldn't do it, and that's why I like stuttered.
You would?
I just don't. I just don't see the need to do that type of deal. It's like
Well, you may not, but I'm Sacramento, and I feel the need.
exactly. So we're at an impasse.
Well, let's
We're
get it
at an
done.
impasse.
I feel
Pacers
no
here.
impasse. I feel a need to get it done.
I love the hustle.
Pacers
Pacers,
here.
what's up?
We got 2 separate trades that we like to offer you. So we'll go with the first one, which is Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis for Rudy Gobert.
Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis for Rudy Gobert. Wow. um,
Con, I hope you know how I feel
think
about this.
I kind of figured somebody feels some way about it when I put
I
it together.
think I'm down. I do it.
Oh, snap. Was not expecting that. Okay. Like, lock it in, we're
Like-
down? Like, no regrets, push it up,
Like,
let's go?
Yeah, let's close the deal.
All right, that's
Alright,
done.
Sweet.
Now we have Victor Oladipo, and we got some Rudy Gobert magic.
I'm
Okay.
happy.
All right,
I'm
and the
happy
second
that you
one.
have that. Yes.
Con, that's the best trade you've ever made since you've been doing
I just don't see the incremental value in Gobert, and then you also get Sabonis, and Turner can stretch it out. You can play a completely different offense.
That is the best deal you
So-
have ever made since you've been
So
in
yeah,
Con.
lock it in immediately. Let's go to what were you saying? What else were you saying?
The second one was a straight up wing for wing swap. TJ Warren for Joe Ingles.
I'm not there. All
the dude shooting up 30%
like
from
I
three,
hope
low 40%.
I hope this doesn't
he's
this doesn't
32.
offend Jazz fans,
Trying to
but
help
it's like
you.
a lot closer just based off Ingles' performance. But because it's like it's just not worth it to give up on Ingles, especially with just all the experience, the veteran leadership, and like he could turn up in the playoffs. I feel like we've seen older players.
Warren could turn up right now, though.
Yeah, but no.
I mean, he's not shooting great from
We're
3,
not-
but he's been good for distance last year.
Yeah, Ingles could do that. Exactly. Anyway,
But-
I'm not
okay.
yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I mean, unless you
I mean,
added a
Warren-
piece, like are you adding something to that to make it a little better for me?
I mean, you want a late second, or not late second, like a future second. I kind of thought that was pretty comparable value because I'm looking at Joe Ingles of right now, not the locker room intangibles. I'm looking at the player.
Yeah,
I figured he gave us
but
something in terms of
but the
another.
locker room intangibles are
Hmm.
like real though. They're also leaving. So like,
Well, how much worth is that? A second? I mean, I wouldn't give a first for it.
yeah, that's fine. I'm not. We're not going to get to this similar value. Like I
Okay, I
value
see what you're
Ingles more than
saying.
you're willing to give up. So we're good. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
that sounds good. Got another team.
Sydney, do you have anything?
I'm actually looking at something with New
Oh,
Orleans
I have New
for
Orleans.
Royce O'Neal.
Okay, Royce O'Neal for.
Um, Royce O'Neal and Kenrich Williams are the centerpiece of it, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to figure out how to best make the money work, but I like that as a framework. I'm really
What
interested.
about Josh Hart and Kenrich Williams for Royce O'Neal?
No, I like Josh Hart.
Oh,
I mean,
I
like
forgot the pick.
I understand. I also really like Josh Hart too. I just don't. I just think Royce O'Neal is, um, to me,
he's not that good.
to me
He's not that good.
like I think he's better than Kenrich Williams though.
No, he is.
Exactly. So like I'm not willing to.
But he's not better than Josh Hart, or he's. I would say he's of equal value of Josh Hart, or similar value. But I don't want to get rid of Josh Hart.
No, I agree. I think we're at similar places there because I think there are some people that think he is better than Josh Hart, and the difference closes with Kenrich Williams. You're just not one of those people, so this deal's not going to get done.
I guess, man. Then this is the Clippers
Would you do
calling.
Royce O'Neal for Josh Hart and like a second though? Okay, that's fine. Would you do Royce O'Neal for Josh Hart?
No, I mean I don't think it makes our team better. I don't think the value isn't there. I
I,
think that it yeah, you
I
know
know
what I'm
exactly what
saying.
you're saying. Cool. Do you have a price like for JJ Redick?
Yeah, everyone has a price for everything.
Le-
It's forfeit. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I would enjoy JJ Redick so much.
I mean, we really enjoy JJ Redick too. We think his veteran leadership is really valuable to our locker room. Um,
Oh, wow, the intangibles.
But
I mean, we have a really young team. We need people to teach people how to be pros. So you would have to come out. Now, if we're talking about Bogdanovich, I can be swayed,
Bogdanovich for JJ Redick.
and the money won't work perfectly, but we can throw
Yeah, and
something.
that would actually be good because I would like to get another piece, like just for depth reasons, and also the money needs to work. So JJ for Bogdanovich. Do I have any other wings coming back though? See, that's my problem. I would need to
What about Darius Miller?
Darius Miller. What about Etwan Moore? Isn't Miller hurt? I
Mm.
feel like Miller's out for the season. I think he is.
Anyway, um, yeah. So what's the deal?
I don't know if we're gonna.
What about straight up? I mean, like just from a value standpoint, straight up.
It's very interesting. I just think that Bogdanovich, just like him on the team, if I don't have Bogdanovich, I need to have another solid wing that can play.
Con, let me ask you this: as GM of the Utah Jazz, are you trying to take the next step, or are you trying to be average for the rest of the time?
Ooh.
I think both things can be true. Like me not wanting to do the trade and also wanting to take the next step could be true. I just don't think that Bogdanovich.
No, because y'all are stuck in the middle right now.
Exactly, and I'm trying to find a move. We just made a solid move for Gobert, for Turner, and Sabonis, so
No, you made a fleece, but
that's
yeah.
gonna be solid.
Hey, I can defend
I
that.
don't.
I
I
can
don't.
defend that.
No,
Okay,
you
I'm
cannot.
actually gonna
No,
I'm using your reasoning, Sydney. You said you got to go one way or the other. We're stuck in the middle, so we're going down. Okay, come back next year. We have two big players in the
no,
future.
but that's not even
We
good
have 6 minutes.
value
We have
back.
6 minutes. We have six.
Okay, I also
Well,
forgot the pick, so I'll get.
Okay, this is not part of the trade deadline, Corbin.
Si-
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, JJ for Bogdanovich, and who do you want to make the salary work?
JJ for and Bogdan. Like if it was JJ and um, uh,
If it was JJ and Etwan Moore, I would need somebody back anyway to make
No,
the
the
money
money
work.
does work for in that deal.
Okay, then I need like a pick or a couple picks. 2 seconds.
2 seconds. We do have a lot of extra seconds. So Bogdanovich for JJ and Etwan Moore. I
2 seconds.
Okay, this one's gonna have to wait until the end to see if I can get another wing. I need to get. I can't do this trade without getting an actual wing. That can play.
Etwan
He's
Moore
no,
is a wing.
it's
He's
not the
not a
same.
two.
It's not the same type of wing, that I'm looking for. So let me see if I can like. I'm guessing. Yeah, Ingram's not gonna be in any type of deal. Winslow. I would be interested in Winslow. Why are you laughing, Sydney? Who's here? Who's East?
I, well, that's me. I'm waiting. You said you were interested in Winslow. What are you willing to offer up?
Would you do? I'm curious if you would do. Oh man, I don't even know if I want to do Ingles for Winslow, but like, what do you think of Ingles for Winslow?
I mean, listen, we have a lot of good vets in our locker room with heavy salaries. I think we're good with that deal. I don't know if we need
It's a bad
Winslow. We
trade.
have a noted leader, Jimmy Butler,
Yeah,
so we're
it's
good.
bad for both teams anyway. I don't think I would even want to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. There's no wing. There's like not really a lot of wings that I can just go after. Ooh,
Well, I have a
go
Bucks
ahead,
one.
Bucks. What's up?
I mean, after my Pacers ones, I shudder. But Ersan Ilyasova and DJ Wilson for Joe Ingles.
Ersan Ilyasova and DJ Wilson for Joe Ingles.
Yes.
Shit.
Veto.
You
I
veto
veto
for
that.
who? Who are you?
No, that's my one veto. No,
Why?
that cannot
Why?
happen. That is not a
For
good
who?
deal. The Bucks.
You can't veto a trade, dude.
I mean, okay.
Okay, let's.
It's not part of the trade deadline.
Vetoes
So.
every now and then.
Anyway, let's just move on from that. We'll talk about that. Let's find an actual deal. I don't understand why we're vetoing deals here.
Okay. Y'all. This is free market. You're right.
Like I have no idea like where. Anyway, I don't think there's any other really wings. Anyway, that doesn't really fix my wing problem. DJ Wilson and Ersan Ilyasova are solid players, and I think that I'd be down to do that deal. Obviously,
Let's do it.
no, it's all good. You came in. You
That's
came
my
in with
fault.
the veto. We don't need to go there. Let's.
Mhm.
Is there anything else? Like, is Karis LeVert by any chance available? Nets. But you just extended him, and that's not
No.
really an easy deal. I think we're.
Yeah.
What was that Celtics
For New
deal?
York,
What's
though,
up?
Frank Ntilikina's out there.
Ntilikina's out there for who?
Oh. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there if you were interested, gauging your interest. We're not exactly shopping.
I
We're
am.
just trying
I
to
am
see.
interested. I just think like, would Royce O'Neal for Frank Ntilikina work?
You know what? It
Iggy's
might.
out there.
It might.
You,
Yeah.
You're okay.
I mean, we're trying. I mean, who knows what the hell the Knicks' identity
The
is?
only reason I
but
said that is
I
not
could
because I wanted.
talk
The,
myself.
the only reason I
into
said that is not
I
because I
know.
wanted to do it. Is because there isn't any
Gauging your
other
value.
actual pieces I can say that would make sense. He's the only guy in that.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
No, I get that. I had made some framework a deal for Dante Exum, and then I realized like, why the hell do I want Dante Exum? So, yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, that if you're willing to do that, I mean, that's a piece. You know, we can't have enough wings in New York or bigs or whatever the heck you want to call it. So, I'd be down for that.
Mhm.
Give Dennis Smith Jr. some more time. We don't even really apparently like Ntilikina anyway up in New York. So,
I think
thought.
Royce O'Neal can provide similar like stuff at a bigger size. So even though that's like super close for me, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'm looking at like Dorian Finney-Smith or like Gary Harris. Gary Harris at the 3, is that something I want to do? I feel like that's downsized. Bogdanovich just has that.
Gary Harris is not on the board on the block.
I
Dodo
know. I
was-
don't think I have the pieces to do that anyway. Um,
Yeah, I tried to make a deal that you don't.
yeah. We got a minute left. I don't.
So is this deal
Which one?
happening?
Sorry, which one were we on?
The Pelicans deal? Bogdanovich, JJ, Etwan Moore for 2 of your seconds and 2 of your seconds.
So my roster would be Conley, Mitchell, and then who's at the three? Like Ingles or Etwan Moore?
The bonus and Miles Turner. You would have Etwan Moore at the
Etwan
three.
Moore at the three, exactly. And that's just
That's not
that's
terrible.
not.
He plays the three for the Pelicans sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'd rather, but I like Bogdanovich, Sabonis, and Turner
But don't you
more.
don't you have Ingles
I
still?
do, but I don't want Ingles at the three like that. So,
Whatever,
so
man.
even though I love
Put
JJ,
Moutier
I
at the
love
three.
JJ. I just don't know if
Put Moutier at the three.
I think we're just gonna not do this because it's not gonna sit well with me if I do it. So like, if it's that close, I'd rather just not do it a lot of the time. Um,
I'd really rather do that
yeah,
deal.
I know. And that is the deadline. Oh man. Okay, stop. Wow, that's a lot.
That was my first ever
That's a
veto.
lot of freaking trades that we went through that clearly wasn't at the right value. A lot of because like I valued Mike Conley obviously a bit too high. I just didn't realize it was like absurdly high. Apparently, according to
No, I don't think you valued Mike Conley too high, actually.
I just thought, but I think what you said was exactly true, Sydney. In the beginning of the episode, you're like his worth to your team is going to be way higher than his trade market value in the trade market, which is exactly what happened. So I'm happy keeping Conley. I'm not upset at all about that. It's just that I thought that maybe I could find something that I liked better because the Jazz, until they get that like wing guy, like that Bogdanovich on steroids is exactly what this team needs. But like it's not that player isn't really very readily available. But let's get to the controversial veto decision and talk about that a little bit because Sydney, it was Ingles for who was it? Corbin.
Joe Ingles for Ursan Silva and DJ
First of
Wilson.
all, partially that veto is coming from the fact that not only Sydney but myself are very high on Ursan Ilyasova, and I potentially
Apparently,
Oh, I'm not that high on Ilyasova. I just didn't think that was a fair deal. I felt like it was kind of like you take candy from all
no,
the
that wasn't you're just being an asshole, honestly, Sydney. Like at this point, because
No.
and then it was Ursan and who was the second
Wait.
piece? We're gonna get back to
My real veto
DJ
was because of
Wilson.
DJ Wilson.
DJ Wilson.
That was why I vetoed.
That's true. Okay, so
He was the reason I vetoed.
so DJ Wilson.
It wasn't
So
Ilyasova.
DJ Wilson could just not really be a player too. Like you don't know that he's gonna be a player.
That is
Like
true.
Ilyasova's contract is gonna
that's
run out.
why I put him out there.
If you don't think DJ Wilson's gonna be
I was
a
really
player,
looking at Wilson as a piece.
if you don't think DJ Wilson's gonna be a player and you need something a little bit more than Ersan Ilyasova on like play creation and like shooting and maybe a little bit more longevity, then like you might want Ingles. And if you don't think DJ Wilson's gonna be a player, then like maybe you do this because the Jazz aren't really gonna be down to give away Ingles for something like if it was just Ersan Ilyasova and like not a significant piece, then like I don't know if the Jazz are gonna want to do that.
Yeah.
So I can see like the path to get there. Personally, I disagree like on both fronts. I like Ersan a lot, and I also think DJ Wilson can really be a player. So you're not losing that much in the short term, and then you're just adding DJ Wilson. Is kind of how I think about that deal. But that's only because Ingles hasn't been really playing that well. He could turn up and make us all look foolish for even thinking about this. But I don't know.
That is very true. That is a very fair wild card, and maybe it's because I'm kind of so as somebody who's incredibly high on Ingles last year, or I guess I was about where his stock was, so high but not like exuberant.
Mhm.
But I thought in my head was I think like the way I was thinking about like Stanley Johnson's value 3 years ago when people didn't really know where he was at in Detroit, and he could have flopped, right? And he did flop.
Yeah.
It's a bet. It's a bet that
I
DJ
just-
Wilson flops, and you like that and you think that Ingles could really become something. Again towards the
Well,
playoffs.
But his value is still there though. Like DJ
What,
Wilson
DJ
still
Wilson?
has significant. Yeah, he still has value. I think higher value, and I think Ilyasova has value to a contributor today.
Let's let Corbin
which is
talk. Let's
fair.
let Corbin talk. What
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah,
to
go
be
ahead,
honest,
go ahead.
at this point, no, it's all good because Con basically said everything I was going to say about that deal. It's exactly what I looked at it like. I was looking at what Ingles could provide for the Bucks from a playmaking perspective, size, shooting, defense. Bam. I thought Ilyasova would be a great contributor on any contending team. So bam. And the piece I was willing to give up was DJ Wilson, who may be something but could also not be. I was on the fence about it. I knew I couldn't get Ingles without giving up some kind of piece with potential as a prospect. And that was why Wilson was there. So that's entirely the deal. So I was shocked that I wasn't there. I mean, it would have probably not went through anyway, but that's why you put the deals together. But that was the mindset behind putting that one.
No, I would have done it, Corbin. I would have done it.
That was the thought process, at least.
Maybe that was more of I knew Con would have pulled the trigger on something.
He thought it was too much of a layup for me, I guess.
Yeah, that was Maybe that was it. If you would have said, like Corbin, if you would have said Ilyasova in a second, I would have completely okay.
It's really funny.
Well, I was going to, but I didn't think that he would give. I mean, especially, I'm glad I didn't. Given
maybe I shouldn't have stepped in there, but I thought Con was just gonna have a field day with that one.
Yeah, well, I figured he wouldn't give up Ingles he was holding Ingles in such high value all day as it was. I mean, all trade deadline. So I figured I might as well try to give a prospect. Yeah, it's probably a little bit more than I would, but I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about in the future.
I wasn't holding Ingles so crazy.
You had Ingles intangibility in the locker room, and I mean that was at least 3 trades that came up. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying,
I think the trades that it came up were trades where like I wasn't getting too much back. Anyway, clearly a lot of different things we could talk about, but we can't move on without talking about the deal that actually happened, which is very interesting. Again, Sydney knew it was a layup for me, I think, because I personally, like I said quickly in the during the negotiation, I don't think that Gobert is incrementally better, like that much incrementally better than like a Miles Turner if you put him there. I think you could play an amazing style of basketball with Miles Turner. He was amazing defensively. He has been improving defensively all year. Last year, up until like 3/4 of the way through, people were talking about, oh, is Miles Turner a defensive player of the year caliber player? So like once you're already in that discussion, like I don't think the things that Gobert gives you is that much more important than like getting also a guy like Sabonis instead. In fact, Turner allows you to do a completely different offense, which you can now spread the floor with your 5-man, which is not possible to them with Gobert. So that flexibility, I think, is worth more than the offensive rebounding that Gobert brings you on offense. And the defensive rim protecting is probably not as crazy of a difference. And that's why I think it was an easy yes for me. But Corbin, I'm curious why, because you could easily come at me with Gobert's awesome and I don't like Sabonis.
Yeah, that's kind of where I would have went. Also, no, I mean Sabonis is fine. I maybe listen. As a Russell Westbrook supporter, I watched a lot of him on OKC. He's gotten a lot better, obviously, but for me, I just don't hold him in a lot of value. I think he's a good player. I do. I mean, I watched him play. I think he's a fine player. Do I think he's like some, like as you guys said about Gobert, foundational piece? No, I don't, and I don't think it's that crazy of an opinion to think so. He's a solid player. I mean, that's my thought process. So for me, throwing him, honestly, the harder part was really letting go of Miles Turner. But I had to make the money work. You guys said it yourselves, Gobert's a foundational piece. And I figured, okay, get the Pacers in a clear direction.
Corbin, well, but what I said, you said he was a foundational piece. I said, is it the right No, I said he is a foundational piece, but I also said, is he the right foundation? Like, I don't necessarily think that you need Gobert as your foundation to build a championship team. And I think that a Turner and Sabonis definitely get, and I know Sydney is also high on Sabonis and so like
I'm about to have a stroke. I really am.
So like Sydney, let's I mean, I know how you feel about the deal immediately when it was said. I knew how you would feel. It was closer to me. I still thought that it was a clear yes for me, like just everything I said. But I'm curious.
Actually, I will say, second pass to digest it. I do think Gobert is substantially better than Miles Turner. But I agree with your point that I don't think the substantial improvement is that much better, but Miles Turner has not evolved like he was expected to and was showing early on in his career. So Miles Turner, I mean, basically lost himself, maybe a $40 million There was a $40 million swing on what he could have gotten.
Yeah, that is
Um,
fair.
so playing devil's advocate, but then when Corbin said that Sabonis was just a solid player,
But you just love
it's just
Sabonis, though.
That's your
You just love
bias, though. You just
Sabonis.
like
it,
that. Like
it is a
obviously you're high
bias,
on
but
him. You
if
can't
you,
say
I
like
don't,
an indictment on me
if
because you're
any
high
team,
on him.
no, hold on, just stay with me, because
Okay,
I gave you a lot of credit on Miles
you
Turner.
did, and I appreciate that.
So just stay with me. I don't
Will do.
agree with it, but just stay with me.
Okay.
Um, I agree with the Miles Turner, but then if you were to ask a GM with where Miles Turner's at in his career right now and where Sabonis is at, who would you rather have? I don't think. I think 4 out of 5 GMs would say Sabonis. I just
That
do.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Like I could definitely see that. I just don't know the answer, and I think it's pretty.
I mean,
Like I think.
I haven't asked 4 out of 5 GMs, but I just get that. I don't know. I think what Sabonis is going to be and what he offers today and where Miles Turner is going to be and what he offers today is just not that much incrementally better. Like there's just not as much of a difference. I think Sabonis has such a high
That's
ceiling too. Like he's just continually gotten better like every single time. I
So
haven't watched him play much this year. I've watched like maybe a quarter of him, so I can't speak on that. But
let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
a question then.
Yeah.
What do you think his ceiling is then? Like, what were we looking at?
I don't think he's a perennial All Star, but I
Okay.
think he is better than Thad Young was ever, like
Okay.
substantially. And I think he can stretch the floor better than Thad Young ever could. And I would say, um, good question. Uh, no,
it's a
no,
great question.
I
That's a
mean,
great. I want to hear the answer.
no. I think it's from. I'm thinking. I want to be very careful when I say a comp because I think it's really easy to just throw names out and say like Thad Young, and Thad Young gets you to this point, and then like I don't know what the next guy is in my
Do you
head
want him
right
as your
now.
starting center though? Like that's the thing. I think Sabonis is. I
Today,
think
no.
Sabonis is one of those guys where yes, his ceiling could be high, but also he's just like you know how we always talk about tweeners are actually a good thing now because they can do a lot, but he like Sabonis is one of the remaining like not ideal type of tweener. Like you don't really want him to play center because he's just not big enough.
Carl
He's
Landry.
not big enough for all the like dominant centers that are in the league today, and he's also just
But I see Sabonis as a four
okay.
almost. I mean,
Exactly.
he plays like a. No, you're right. I guess he is a center, but if he was on my team, he's
Yeah,
a four.
exactly. And then
And then when he's in with the Pacers, he's a
when you play
four.
him at the
He
four
plays.
and then someone else plays a stud wing, Sabonis just fits into that category of guy that you're
You're
not
right.
going to be able
I
to
mean,
win
maybe you're
at an
right.
elite level with if he's your starting four. And it's just like a conundrum with Sabonis. So, I mean, I do think he can be really good. I do still think that this deal is worth it. I know that for a fact a lot of people wouldn't do this deal on the Jazz's end. So it's really interesting to me. And we are pushing up past an hour now. This was extremely fun, very heated, but very fun as well. We got a lot of different
Definitely.
conversations in there, so thank you all for listening. Let us know what you think on Twitter at the Benchmob NBA, and yeah, we'll be coming at you probably with some more scouting goggles soon. Definitely another Benchmob NBA trade or Mobs trade deadline next week. And until then, talk to you. Peace.